Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Growth Minded Contractor. And in this episode today, I'm going to talk about how you can grow your business and grow your family at the same time. So tune in, and I'm so glad you're here. I also want to thank all of our partners and sponsors who support STG, who are part of this podcast. Go to salestransformationgroup.com, check out our partners page, and you can see all the amazing offerings that they have for the industry that helps our contractors grow. So I just want to talk about today's episode is how to grow your business and your family at the same time. If you guys don't know me, I'm going to share a lot about myself over these podcasts too, as the founder of STG. But basically, guys, like I have 4 kids, 35 years old, been married 10 years, and I'm building and growing a business. In fact, we have our 5th kid on the way, and we are and we're not Mormon and we're not Catholic. So just to clear the record straight, but we are a very family-oriented family, and I think that I'm not alone in that, right? So if I look at the contracting community at large, most everybody is very much in a similar place as me, whether they're an upper management or a salesperson, sales leader, or an owner. They're in their mid-30s or late 20s or mid-40s and sometimes early 50s, and they're owning a business and they want to grow. Most companies, most owners who are well past into their 50s and their 60s, they want to grow, but a lot of the growth energy is happening at the stage of life that I'm in. So I'm probably talking to somebody is like a peer to me. And so you kind of ask this question, like, how do you grow your business and your family at the same time? Because it is so hard. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, it's a challenge. I have friends come over to our house sometimes, and they're like, how do you do it? You're like, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I like you guys understand, like, how do you do it? How do you grow business? How do you grow your family? How do you invest in everybody's growth? And the thing is that come back to this is, what motivates me is seeing what happens if I don't, right? So there's some pain, some consequence. I don't think I'm alone here, but if you look at this, the whole last several 20, 30 years, the divorce rate is so high. And, you know, my mom had 2 divorces, and I felt that deep impact as the oldest brother, oldest child, oldest son, to say, man, I don't want to see that reoccur. Like, what do I need to do? And so one of the things that makes family really function well is having money, right? Is having the ability to provide, that takes stress off. So I just will share personally, as a contractor, or as somebody who coaches and works with contractors, I want to see you guys thrive, because if you guys are thriving, your marriage is thriving, your family is thriving, everybody in your company is going to feel the overflow of all that you're working on, all the health in your life. In fact, every salesperson or somebody who works for you is watching very closely how you lead your life. And because they're not just following you and the money, but they're following the culture. And a lot of the culture is already being demonstrated without you having to put a sign on the wall, right? It's the conversation in the halls, not the signs on the walls. And so people are like saying, oh, wow, like, you know, XYZ's whatever is happening with the family, it's making a deeper impact than you realize. Are you divorced? Are you not? Are you dating a girl that's 30 years younger than you? Or, you know, are you not? Are you, like, whatever it is, I'm not saying there's a right and a wrong, but I think there is an ideal and there is an optimal place. Plus, if your family's stressed out, I know from personal experience, if I'm stressed out because my family isn't in a good spot, it affects my leadership. And also, if you think about why you're doing all this in the first place, it's probably because you want to grow and see your family, be successful and to prosper. In fact, you're maybe even hoping that one day your family business continues on with the 2nd or 3rd generation. And if that doesn't happen, you certainly should be thinking about how you could sell the business so that you have legacy type money in your family so that you can grow it, right? And you want to grow wealth and abundance and prosperity, and you want that blessing to overflow into everywhere, hopefully. That's the goal. So I think at the end of the day, if you're listening to this, you're thinking, I am listening because I want my family to prosper and be successful, not be thought as a side, thought or something that's getting sloppy seconds, or they're getting the excess, the bad energy versus the best energy. And I can tell you right now that if you're listening to this, I'm just going to give you a couple tips and things that I've lived out and tried and walked through myself, and find that it has worked for us. And so how can you grow your business and your family at the same time? Well, first off is you and your spouse got to be really united around the fact that growing a business is going to require a lot of sacrifice. And so I think if you guys are united on this, then there's a give and a take. There's there's this understanding mutually that, man, like, we are going to have hard times, and this is going to be a challenge, because anything that's worth doing is going to be hard, versus you're going after something hard. The family doesn't really know how hard it is, nor are they behind it. So one of the best pieces of advice I had heard from one of my mentors was that the kids actually knew, and the spouse and the kids knew the goals of the breadwinner, which is the business owner. And if you have two working parents, that's completely fine. But I do think there's an optimal setup where the owner's running the business and the spouse is able to attend their time to the family. I think if you're a career-focused spouse, that's completely cool. I think that's great. In fact, a lot of people work together in the family business. But the children are a full-time job. I mean, we got 4 kids. We have someone who helps cook, someone who helps clean, babysitter, and it still doesn't feel like enough, because we have so much going on with the kids, especially as they have summer camps and this and that and the other. It is just nuts. But one of the things that I thought was an amazing piece of advice was the father in this example had his sales quotas up on the fridge, and the kids would actually pray for the sales quotas to be met. And so when you have dad out there in the battlefield or in the boardroom trying to get things done, and the whole family knows what's going on with work, they can really get behind that work, because they want to see dad do well, right? They want to see dad win, or they want to see mom win. They want to see mom be successful. So I would highly encourage the spouse and then the family getting behind the goals of the business, because they're gonna do whatever parents want to do, right? If parents, like I have my kids right now, we play baseball this past season. They're drawing pictures about baseball. And now we're getting into surfing. They're drawing pictures about surfing. We watch a cool movie, like we just watched Top Gun Maverick. They're gonna draw pictures about Top Gun Maverick on their spare time, because they're just doing what the parents want to do. So you got to get everybody bought into this idea that this business is a huge part of our lives, and that everybody's in on the business. And so I think that's really, really key. Also, another thing that's really key is, your spouse doesn't need to hear about business all the time, right? There needs to be love exchange and love tanks being filled. Have a date night, do date night, take as much off the plate as you possibly can. Again, everybody's dynamic's different. My wife stays at home. She's a licensed RN. She actually, went to school and everything to be an RN. But when we started having kids, we're like, man, we can't have a second chance at, being a mother, right? You can always go back and be an RN, but you can't go back in time and be a mother, right? So we decided to make that sacrifice, and that's been something we're really glad to be able to do. But what do you do, right? You're a contractor. You want to grow your business, and you want your family to prosper. Another thing that you got to do is, when you have that big vision and your family is healthy, it starts to make it a more safe and attractive place for other growth-minded people who want to do well with their family to be a part of it. So you have to start to think about what kind of leadership team you want to be forming. And if you already have a leadership team, great. But your core values as a company is going to come through in your organization, and that may be a value or not. But I would say is it's kind of nice when I have somebody who works for me who doesn't have a big family or a lot of responsibility, because they're a lot more mobile. And I actually love that, but I also love people who are family focused too, because they have something to really work for and they're really motivated. So I have no preferences there. At the end of the day, it's all about the talent and their skill level. But I just love seeing families prosper, because at the end of the day, you as an employer are feeding families' mouths, right? You're feeding families' mouths, and how that employer feels and their support around building their family, that employee is going to dictate so much of their energy and how they represent you every single day. So how do you grow your family and your contracting business at the same time? You get everybody bought in, right? Get your family bought in. You start to build a leadership team around you. A few other things that I find is really important is the more you delegate, the faster you automate and delegate or eliminate, the more margin you have and more free time you have. So I think that we should, as CEOs and owners, and then of course if you're a sales leader, it's the same type of principles, or salesperson, or other departments. But what I think we should be doing is we should always be thinking, how do I automate what I'm doing or delegate what I'm doing to free myself up? Because a lot of people, I see them struggle, and I'm doing this myself, right? I'm an owner of a business, that I could make the sales, I can do the marketing, I could do the fulfillment. But you as an owner in the same boat. Do you want to be doing the sales and the marketing and the fulfillment? Well, you can't do it forever. You could do it now and make great money, but what's going to allow you to take a 2-week vacation and not feel like you're going to lose your butt, right? What's going to give you the confidence that you can, take that Friday off and do an extended weekend and not feel like stuff's going to completely slip through the cracks? What's going to give you that confidence? Well, it's going to be able to delegate. You have to be able to delegate. And if you look at your business as a tool and a vehicle to fulfill your family or your personal life's calling and mission, then you don't have so much of your identity wrapped up in the business. And when you don't have your identity so wrapped up in the business, you don't feel like you have to be everywhere all the time. You can trust other people to do it, and they can make mistakes and fail, and it's okay. So there's so much that I can unpack around this, but I just want to encourage you. If you're an owner, you're listening, you're probably in a similar boat as me, right? You're married or potentially married. You want to have a family, or you have a family, and you want to grow your family, but you don't want to see your business suffer. And you don't want to grow your business and not see your family suffer. Well, there is going to be tension all the time, but I think it's really powerful when you start to get everybody connected together, especially your family around your business. And it's going to bring a ton of support, and so your family can understand the sacrifice of, hey, dad's got to go to battle today. Let's be thinking about dad or mom while they're going to battle to go provide for us, versus, oh, you're always at work and you're never with me. Well, when they know that what you're actually doing and they feel connected to the goals, then they're actually going to get behind you. And I find that that makes us feel really supported and loved. I could talk for about different topics here and different points, but I just want to kind of end with, think about this. As your family and your business, are they both on a growth trajectory? One more thing I'll add. You make a business plan once a year. You do quarterly meetings. You do offsite retreats. You do all that. But are you doing that for your family? Are you doing that with your spouse? Are you doing that with your kids? I find that as much as my wife hates it, if she or our family isn't on the calendar, it's not getting done, right? And same with your business. If it's not on the calendar, it's not going to get done. So what do? We got to plan. We got to put the family activities on the calendar, because you and I both know we could be 2 weeks booked out with activity and stuff, and then all of a sudden you miss something that your spouse talked about. It's like, well, we got to put that on the calendar, because if that's on the calendar, now everything, it's so easy to build your life around the family once your family stuff's on the calendar. Get it on the calendar. Get the AAU tournaments and the summer camps and the Christmases and the family vacations. Get it on the calendar, because I could tell you that when that's on the calendar, your business, all the priorities are going to fall in around that really, really easily and effectively. And then when you are making sacrifices to go out and kill it with your business and your family knows about it, it's going to be a give and take. I just want to see people crushing it, right? I want to see people succeed in their business and in their family, because I think the world needs more healthy entrepreneurs on a local, small, mid-sized business with healthy families, because you see the impact of a second, third, fourth generation business with wealth. It is so powerful. They end up changing communities, sponsoring large things in communities. Yeah, you just see the impact when there's a generational type of momentum in a local community over a long period of time, and there's deep amount of wealth and relationships and heritage. I'm just like, man, how do we get more of that? Well, we got to actually get around each other and crush it in business, because you can't have no money to give, or you have no legacy to leave if there's no financial success, but then not at the expense of the family. And then you see people who focus on family so much that they don't even actually take risks and grow their business. I don't want to see that. I don't think that. I think we can have both and. So how do we do that? I want to open up this conversation. Drop in the comments, questions, comments around this. What have you done to have a ton of success with your business, and your family? I want to hear all about it. We need to share this topic of crushing it in both areas of life and grow in your business and as a family, and as a husband, as a father, as a spouse, as a wife, as even children, friends. We want to grow, we want to grow, we want to grow. And we got one shot on this earth to grow, right? Let's grow and make the best of what we have, and do it well and make a huge impact in the world around us. So again, thank you to our partners. Check out our website, salestransformationgroup.com. Check out our partners. And share, subscribe, comment, throw in the YouTube channel chat, the comments, what your thoughts are here, and whatever platform you see it on, share it, because we want to see people grow. And that's what this episode's about. So thank you very much. Growing your family and your business, both at the same time. You guys have a good one. Tune in to the next Growth Minded Contractor, and we're going to have more great